My name is Walter Smith, and I'm an attorney in Olympia. I just started a law firm here with a partner called Smith & Dietrich Law Offices, PLLC. And one of the things that we do is work under our state's campaign finance laws, which includes filing complaints and responding to complaints about non-compliance with those campaign finance rules. I am a former state employee, and I left my job with the Attorney General's office in order to open my firm. One of the things that I learned after I left was I went and did some research about the Pierce County Republican Party and a person who I had learned about as a state employee, whose name's Glenn Morgan. And when I did research on these folks, I was just looking at publicly available documents that are through our state's Public Disclosure Commission, and anyone can go online and look at those. Under state law, anybody who is aware of a violation of campaign finance rules can bring that to the authorities' attention. And when I did my research, I saw that there were reporting violations by the Pierce County Republican Party, as well as Mr. Glenn Morgan and a few PACs that he was associated with. So I have sent some notices into state government to let them know about those violations. And those are things that I've researched on my own. No one asked me to do that work. That's not something I've been paid for by anybody. I just did this as a citizen, which anyone is able to do. So the complaints against the County Republican Party in Pierce County and Mr. Morgan are, as I said, related to failure to report campaign expenditures and contributions in a timely manner. Those are things that could affect information voters have when they go to the ballot box. And so the whole point of our campaign finance system is that voters should be able to figure out what money is going into a campaign and what money is being spent on certain activities in the course of that campaign. When a reporting entity doesn't comply with those rules, that can really throw things off in an election. And so in the case of the Citizens Alliance for Property Rights, it seems that there was a lot of late reporting following the 2016 election year, and it was only ever reported in May of 2017, a lot of what that committee had brought in and what they'd spent money on. So that's something that I've recently brought to the attention of state regulators working in this area, and they are currently reviewing that complaint, and we'll see what they do with it. To me, this is a fairness issue primarily, because we've seen a lot of enforcement in the area of campaign finance in the last year. Primarily, we've seen a lot of cases and complaints filed by members of the public against the left of the political spectrum. We haven't seen cases filed against the Republican Party entities in Washington State in that same time frame. And so to me, as a voter, I think that it's important that the rules be equally enforced against all the folks in the system. I think that helps maintain a healthy system. And so I'm trying to contribute to fairness by filing that complaint about the Pierce County Republican Party and about the Citizens Alliance for Property Rights and Mr. Morgan. Now, Mr. Morgan has filed a lot of campaign finance complaints of his own. I know he's been a subject of some news coverage in the last few months. And I think that he's really invited scrutiny of his campaigns that he's been involved with. And I was surprised when I went and did research and saw that the committee that was paying him to work as an executive director was that far out of compliance. I'm hopeful that the state authorities will take enforcement action now that that's been brought to their attention.